Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 1,200 micrograms LSD. The day the toaster declared war and my plants started therapy. I had been curious about trying a high dose of LSD for a while, and finally settled on 1,200 micrograms, something that promised an intense journey. The setting was my apartment, a mix of cozy chaos with a stubborn toaster that had always seemed suspiciously judgmental. Little did I know, this trip would turn that suspicion into a full-blown inter-appliance drama. Come Up was gentle at first. Colors sharpened, sounds gained texture, and my ceiling started breathing slowly, like it was meditating. Then the toaster spoke, not in words, but in flashing lights and beeps, arranged like Morse code. At first I thought I was just imagining it, but then it became clear. The toaster was declaring war on the kitchen blender. Suddenly, the blender whirred to life, unprovoked, spinning furiously as if readying for battle. The toaster countered with a frantic pop and sizzle, ejecting a burnt slice of bread that looked suspiciously like a war manifesto. I tried to intervene, laughing nervously as the appliances seemed to develop personalities sharper than my wit. Meanwhile, my plants, those usually calm green souls, began to sway rhythmically as if attending some botanical therapy session. Leaves unfurled like lips forming words, and I could swear I heard faint whispers about their existential crises. Why must we photosynthesize in silence? Is soil our destiny, or just a cruel joke? Their voices were soothing but oddly judgmental, especially when the cactus called me out for neglecting it during winter. The room expanded and contracted like a living organism, walls pulsing with electric anticipation. My sofa took on the role of a diplomatic mediator, urging peace between the blender and toaster with calm cushions and supportive spring. The lampshades flickered like spotlight judges in this bizarre courtroom drama, illuminating the heated arguments. In the middle of this chaos, I felt a sudden urge to join the plants' therapy circle. I sat cross-legged among them, nodding seriously as if I understood their photosynthetic sorrows. The fern whispered wisdom about patience and growth, while the spider plant joked about its dangling children escaping parental control. I laughed so hard I almost toppled over, only to be caught by the sofa's surprisingly firm embrace. Just when I thought I'd reached peak absurdity, the ceiling peeled back like a curtain to reveal a swirling cosmos of kitchen utensils engaged in epic battles. Forks clashed with knives in a ballet of stainless steel. Spoons formed synchronized swimming teams in the air, and the salt shaker rained down like confetti over the victorious blender. Suddenly, a dramatic voice boomed through the room. It was the microwave announcing a ceasefire and calling for a roundtable negotiation. The toaster reluctantly toasted a peace offering, a perfectly golden slice of bread, while the blender softened its blades in a gesture of goodwill. My plants applauded, leaves shimmering with joy, and I realized that this psychedelic sitcom was not just a trip, but a lesson in harmony. As the trip slowly wound down, the room settled back into its familiar shape, though the toaster and blender exchanged what looked like grudging nods of respect. My plants relaxed, returning to their quiet photosynthetic lives, but I carried with me a newfound appreciation for the secret dramas unfolding in the everyday objects around me. That night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't help but chuckle at the thought that somewhere, in an alternate kitchen universe, My toaster was probably giving a victory speech, and the plants were planning their next therapy group. The trip had been wild, weird, and wonderfully humorous. A reminder that sometimes the most profound journeys happen right in your own living room, with a little help from rebellious appliances and talking plants.